Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking for Ezeetrader. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see, we're pretty much still in this sort of slightly rising trend channel. It's slightly rising. It's really is struggling to get obvious direction apart from the sideward move. There's little to give it too much in the way of clues. I mean, we're sitting in between these 4-hour bands at the moment in relatively tight range. As you can see yesterday from this hourly picture, we just went from pillar to post effectively. At the moment we're selling off a little bit. We could at some point, I guess, break this upper band and push up towards the R1 and yesterday's highs, the earlier morning highs, Asian session highs. A break of that runs us into this point where we had selling pressure before, so the upside looks quite restricted. To the downside, perhaps if we break through the hourly 50, we may head off towards yesterday's lows, back to the weekly pivot, or even the S1, which is a slight bit lower. But again, yesterday we ran that weekly pivot. We saw buying pressure coming in, so we between the two at the moment. Not clear at all in terms of which direction this is going to run at the moment. Okay, the pound. Well, the direction's been pretty clear, but it has run into quite a lot of resistance where it's sitting into its daily 221. It's not far from the 34, but from this 4-hourly picture, it does look reasonably bullish. It's just coming slightly short of hitting the daily pivot, but the way it's moving at the moment, to me, it looks like it could run back towards yesterday's highs, and if not, pushing up towards the R1, providing it's just come back to the dailies there, providing we get through this 34, etc. So, I mean, certainly the upside looks a good possibility. Certainly, it seems to have got a bit of a leg up yesterday with the good news, economic news there. And as I say, looks reasonably strong at the moment, so would be looking more towards the upside. There's the upside bias at the moment, but we'll just watch out how this goes. There was some hourly divergence, etc., at these highs here, so if it was to start breaking the trend line, there's a trend line below here, may have to change thoughts on this and maybe look back for the hourly 50, which it seems to be getting a little bit extended from. Okay, that's the pound, the dollar yen. Still in this range that I've got here. I've had a bit more of a sort of a move to the downside in a sense. Of sort of these lower highs on the 4-hourlies. It's looks like the yen's strengthening fractionally against the dollar, but when you look at it on the hourlies, it's barely moved. It sits in either one range or another. If I just bring my little box jobby up, there's this box here, then you get into another box that sits somewhere around here, and it's just sort of that's what it's doing, making it quite difficult in terms of direction. The only way, I mean, the thing in terms of direction is these lower highs effectively that is popping in, and gradually lower lows, but there seems to be a bit of buying support along the lows here, and certainly at the moment selling the resistance to the highs. But a break of this, it's so middling, it's difficult to see which way this goes. But a break of the lows, maybe we'll get another sort of move like these two here, and a drift down towards maybe even its daily S2 area. Okay, and finally the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, pitched into its monthly R1. It's struggled there at the moment. It rolled over from there yesterday, and it's not really doing too much. Could it get back up and continue? We're sure. It's outperformed itself recently. It's after months of being hammered. The last few days, it's had a decent run. It's just now at this point here, the question is, can it continue the run to the upside? It's in this sort of shape of a a bearish flag in what is a bigger bull flag. So if it starts breaking these lows here, it's handrailing this 50 moving average at the moment, if it starts pushing down here, certainly would head towards this daily S1 area, and maybe come back towards the 100 MA or the S2 there. Support wise in amongst this area here hasn't got a lot, because it just moved up in such a straight line. I mean, saying that said, it's got, I suppose, just use this cursor here, it's already used up at some of the levels that it may come to. As I say, the S1 may be a reasonable support level if it does start breaking down, but beyond that, then really it's probably just mid it here at 71.33. And then, as I said, the S2 is a possibility. So there we go. News-wise today, well, there's little out this morning till 12 o'clock when we've got the Bank of England data coming out. We'll see the full works. We'll have the vote. The whole lot all comes out together now at 12 o'clock, so that will be the possible mover. Whereas it never used to be much of a mover when we just saw the decision, but when you see the votes as well, there is more potential volatility here at 12. So that's the pound side of that. We've still got some ECB monetary policy meetings going on at 12:30. There's a meeting going on, so any outfall from that may create some volatility. Normal weekly unemployment claims in the US at 1:30, and that's well, we've got Carney speaking at 7 o'clock this evening, which due to participate in a panel discussion with the global economy on the International Monetary Fund meeting in Lima. Ooh, may get something, but more importantly at 7 is the FOMC minutes, which will really give us a bit better idea of the thinking behind their meeting. So at 7 o'clock, although we have a lot of speakers come out from that, it can still create some volatility, and so watching for 7 o'clock at this evening for some more volatility. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.